Hello and welcome to today's episode at TSARP. I'm your host, Andrew Weir, and today our special guests are Sam and Steven.
Oh,
What was that? And Sam didn't even say anything. This was great. We didn't hear you.
oh my god.
Well, that sums up this podcast in about 30 seconds.
Thanks for watching.
So, today, as you probably saw on the title, we're going to be giving 3 project ideas for when you're stuck with coder's block and you couldn't think of anything. Because the 3 hardest things to do when you're coding are thinking of project ideas, debugging your code, and naming things. We all know that. So,
Okay.
our first tip of the day is recreate something that you see, and that can be in real life to on the internet, right? So if I see a game and I want to make a game in Unity or Scratch or anything, and I'm like, hey, that's a cool game, and I think I can do it. Try to remake it, and even if you don't finish it, as long as you learn stuff and you had fun doing it, then I guess it's really a success.
Yeah.
Or if you see, and I do this a lot, I don't know about you guys, but I'll see something in real life and I'll be like, how could I do that in code? Which is really strange. I don't know what a good example is. I'll look at a mailbox and be like, how would I make it possible for someone to check if there's mail in a mailbox in code? And it's really weird, but my brain will suddenly just go to it and I'll be like, oh, that's a possibility. So stuff like that could inspire you into making projects or games or whatever you like to do. So,
Much inspiration from just looking around my house. Oh, look, a fork. Ooh, idea.
I want to make a
Uh-huh.
fork. Yeah. I see there's actually a really cool YouTuber that does CSS and HTML and JavaScript. They'll look at websites and be like, I wonder if I can recreate that, and then they'll do it. So those are cool videos and it definitely inspires me just watching them. So
I'll put it in the description.
So, the second tip or game idea, I guess you could say, is take inspiration from stuff you've done before. So, say you can't really think of an idea on its own, but I would really like to fix that in that program, or I would really like to add an update to that. So, you don't have to make a whole new game, but say I have a game where it's a platformer. But say I want to add a shop. It can be a whole different idea on top of already existing game, but it can still get you coding, get you excited to code, and make you learn new things. So even if it's not a full project, you're still learning, you're still having fun, and you're still completing some task to fill your boredom. So yeah, so just remember that. It doesn't always have to be a new entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah! An extra little pick. So, also, our third tip is ask people for ideas. Don't be afraid to get out there and ask, because there's a lot of people, and this happens a lot in school, is you're looking for inspiration and someone will be like, oh, I've been looking to do this, but I don't really know how to do it. Can you help me? And then you'll help someone out and you'll both learn something, you'll both have fun, and maybe you met a new person. And it's actually kind of funny because in our school, our teacher, Mr. Ferrara, it's a running joke that he will start projects and they look really cool and they're going well, and then he just stops and never completes it. So recently he's been passing off those projects to us to try to finish. So just stuff like that, finishing other people's started ideas, or just taking people's ideas, not even taking any of their code, but say they had a really cool idea, maybe they started it, maybe or not, but they just didn't think they could finish it or didn't want to do it, but thought it was a good idea. So that's why definitely ask around. I know a lot on our Google Classroom where we post all different stuff about coding for our school. Some people will just post hey, anyone have a good game idea, and take inspiration. And sometimes what's cool is someone will give an idea and then 2 people do it, and they kind of have a mini, fun competition. So definitely ask other people. So, Sam and Steven, do you have any extra bonus tips to share with everyone?
Sometimes I just go and like somehow ChatGPT makes its way into every like almost every. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
every
was gonna
video.
say sometimes I just go to ChatGPT. I'm like, can I like give me a random game idea?
Yeah. The good thing about that is a lot of them are like just strange, which are good because like, it allows you to be more creative and think about more ideas. And even if you don't take their idea, but it sparked another idea in your head, then you can go off and do that.
Yeah.
There's actually websites now that are just like random game idea generators too. I've seen them. I don't know a specific one, but if you just search them up, I bet there's a bunch online that you can find. And they're pretty cool, but they normally all come from a predetermined database. So some might not be too creative because someone had to sit there and write it. Some are better than others, so if you keep searching and find other ones, but yeah, and just look, there's so many different places on YouTube and on just the internet where people post their ideas. And I know I see a lot on Twitter, like 10 project ideas or 10 app ideas or 10 game ideas. People just post these because they think of them and they want to share them. So, maybe we'll do a whole section just like of stray ideas we had, but never got to make them so you guys can have some extra info and stuff.
Yeah.
So, do you guys think all those tips are pretty good?
Yeah.
I used quite a few of them quite often.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
definitely, and I have coder's block a lot where it's just like, I don't know, what should I make? Luckily, I'm always like getting info from teachers and, you guys, and you give me new things to work on. So,
Woohoo!
Yeah.
woohoo! So, thank you all for listening to today's episode, and we will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
See you later.